Welcome everyone to the video. Welcome to the channel. I'm not a happy camper. Not a happy camper right now. I just realized that after filming this whole video, it's not in the right format for me to edit it. And why is that? It's because I'm having more trouble with my recording software. I don't know what happened, with these last updates to my NVIDIA drivers, my NVIDIA broadcast software, but it just messed everything up. It kept crashing. I finally rolled everything back, reinstalled everything, uninstalled everything, and I forgot to change what format I want my videos recorded in or saved as. So for the last hour and a half, I can't use any of it. So I'm going to re-record it. It's kind of late. It's an evening for me, and I already started in the evening, so it's even later than that. I already went through my whole glass here of a Glenmorangie, I think I pronounced that right, glass here, which I've already been working on. I did have a couple of, because it's late, I typically do put some water and or ice in my drinks the later it goes. I don't know why, it's just a personal preference, but that's almost gone. What do we have here? Kirkland bottled in bond. Kirkland this is Costco branded. Our Costco's here in California, they offer several selections, not just bourbon whiskey, but also Scotch whiskeys, Irish whiskeys in the Kirkland form. And obviously you get a Kirkland price. I believe this is $18.99 if I'm not mistaken, right around $20, I believe. I'm pretty sure. So that is the whiskey that we are drinking this evening. Very smoky whiskey, very, very smoky, very much, it reminds me of my years in my 20s, because we were always out and about camping, hiking during the, spring, summertime. If there was no snow on the ground, we were camping, we were hiking, we were paintballing, big into paintballing. I was obviously in a way better shape than I am now. I was working out, training, and everything for those reasons. Snowboarding. I was big. We were big in snowboarding. Huge snowboarder. If there was snow on the ground, we were out there snowboarding. So this is just really reminiscent of more than not snowboarding, but more or less being out there by a campfire. This is a bourbon whiskey, so typically from bourbon whiskeys, you get the huge cherry punch. In when I'm drinking it, just cherries is in the forefront. Here is the smoke that's in the forefront. Just a really good one. I don't know exactly what distillery this comes out of. They don't really tell you, but it's good. Usually they're all pretty good. It's 100 proof, so we got 50% alcohol. Bottled and bond. And bottled and bond, there's certain rules and everything. I'm not going to go over that now because I did go over that in the other video, which I'm not going to be able to use. Maybe in a future video, I will review all that. But let's look it up, what bottled and bond means. It's not really a thing nowadays. Don't really have to. It was a way that they can ensure that you're getting a good quality. You're actually getting a good whiskey. Because back in the day, there were a lot of sus distilleries out there, as the kids say today. But let's just jump right into it because I've already done a lot of talking for nothing. Like the video, please. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and comment down below. I gotta go over to what sold. There we go. Okay, let's get through this here. We're gonna do the breakdown really quick of costs. Hawk lapel microphone, tiny little microphone. It's a wired one. You see me wearing a wireless one in my videos when I'm out thrifting. This is just a wired version, a wired variant. You would plug this into probably some sort of not receiver, but something that would transmit your audio to a receiver. So like old school, like they used to do in old school Secret Service movies. What did it sell for? It sold for $35.23. The grand total of $45.01. And then eBay's got to take their fees. They subtract, first of all, sales tax, the transaction fees on the $45.01. And then the actual shipping label is $4.84. That's what I actually paid. So $33.18 is what will get deposited. Then the actual fee breakdown, as you can see in this category right here, typically you would see 12.35%. In this category, it is 9%. Be aware that fees are going up next week by 0.35%. 0.35%. They are going up, so just be aware of that. This will go up. Well, some categories are going to go up, not all categories. Not sure if this category will or not. I'll have to double check on that, but it's not something that will change what I'm doing, change what I'm picking up. You know, if it does, if 0.35% is going to change everything for your business and might make it or break it, you know, then you really got to be thinking about what you're buying, what you're selling, how you're running things. Shouldn't have that much of an effect. It's not that much. And then plus being a top rated plus seller, you know, you get that extra 10% off the final value fee. So the 41 cents, which cancels out this final value fee, which you get the 40 cents if it's over, you know, as you can see, $10.01 or more. So $4.05 is what the actual fees are for this item. So that's the breakdown of the fees and what actually gets deposited, which is the $33.18. Again, apologize if I'm moving quickly. It's just I am upset with myself more than anything for not remembering to change the settings here. Or change the settings back. Okay. Where's my pen at? Messenger bag. Now, the reason why I feature this messenger bag here is really for the brand name. Green Room 136 is a name you should be on the lookout for. I've only encountered it once, and it's a great brand. Really reminds me of the other one I come across from time to time is Chrome Industries. Just a very heavy-duty bag. Heavy-duty, tactical, travel, commuter, messenger bag. What it sells for, $90. So definitely be on the lookout for this brand. $11.41 is what the shipping was. This went in a 20 by 12 by 6 box. And I had a lot of items go in unusual sized boxes this week. So just the theme of the week. So, and plus it makes life easier, you know, instead of me trying to cram this in any other box. The 2012-6 was, it fit this perfectly. And then I put some the little pillow, little airbags. I get a bunch of those from Uline all the time. Not that I order them specifically from Uline, but every time I place an order, I always get, they always stash a whole bunch of these inside the boxes I get with the boxes that are inside boxes. And then I always have a whole bunch of them laying around. So really great, just to prevent the item from moving around. Not that it would damage this kind of an item, but, it helps. It helps the situation there. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, just got to answer messages really quick. What's going on here? Making sure to stay on top of messages, not just from family, but also from eBay people. Okay. All right. Or from customers, I should say. So really cool. Keep your eye out for this brand name. I think I'm moving too fast. Okay, so this was interesting. I don't think this is something that I think a lot of people should know. DJ equipment. It does incredibly well, sells really well. Generally, most of it sells for a premium. There's definitely a name to look out for, although there are some low-end items that come out of this company as well, too, which are not worth it. And the reason why I feature this DJ equipment here is because when I picked this up, another reseller had picked this item up. Another reseller I see all the time in my area. I see a lot of resellers in my area. So, if competition is something that is holding you back, don't let it, because I have so much competition and I still pick up great items all the time. As a matter of fact, the person that picked this up looked this item up and put it back. When I picked it up, I knew the brand, I picked it up, looked up the model number really quick. It definitely had some weight to it. And I thought maybe $30 or $40 initially. And I was like, all right, it's not bad. We'll put it in the cart. But upon further review, it was actually worth a little bit more, closer to $60. And what did it sell for? $55.77. Shipping cost on that was $11.84. This went in a 1410 by 6 box. So just be aware, just because there's other resellers in your area doesn't mean that, they're going to take all the good stuff. They're not. I saw him pick it up. I know the guy. I know he picks up items all the time. He resells items all the time. And he left this one behind. So I pick up I can fill up carts with other resellers walking by, going through the area already. I can still fill up a cart if I really wanted to. But just maybe they missed it. Maybe they did it. Maybe they didn't meet their criteria or not. But we're making some great money on this item. Maybe it was too big. Maybe they didn't feel like shipping it out. They didn't think they could ship it out. But piece of cake. Piece of cake. All right. This definitely came out in a video not too long ago, but I believe this was 2 videos ago or 3 videos ago. Vintage abacus. With this, lotus flower abacus, look out for the one. It's more of a lighter brown. I forget. It's like, I can't pronounce it right, but it looks like rosewood. It's definitely a lighter wood, and that one goes for hundreds of dollars. So keep your eye out for these loaded. I mean, they still sell really well. This one here sold within a day, and it sold for $28.71. $28, $7.41 is what they paid in shipping on this one, and this one actually in an Amazon box that I had because it was very very thin, and this item was very thin. I wrapped it 3 times in bubble wrap and was able to put it in this box. It was 20 by 8 by 4, and I did cut the box a little bit down just to squeeze it, to make sure it didn't move around in there. It just wasn't enough space to add additional packaging to it. Maybe I could add some extra bubble wrap, but I thought it'd be safe, probably fine. It was only going a short freeway trip away, so it was just going over to Fremont. Still got to package it well though, even if it's going within your same city. Fremont's not within my same city, but it's not that far. Even if it's not going very far, you still want to make sure to package it well because it's still got to move through the system. You don't know what's going to happen. But I was able to use an Amazon box for this one, and it made it there safe. So really, really cool. Keep your eye out for these abacuses, vintage ones as well too. I saw modern ones too as well. I believe I passed over one from IKEA because it just really wasn't worth it. But keep your eye out for them. They do well. Do well. This little charm bracelet, this Disneyland charm bracelet, Disney charm bracelet, I had sitting here on my desk. I'm cleaning things out, and I just had it sitting here. It was from a jewelry buy many months ago, so it's been sitting around. I finally had it here. I was like, I'm just gonna get it listed. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it really. So listed it, sold within a matter of an hour. Within an hour, and $9.85 is what it sold for. So not too much. We're not getting rich on it, but then a fast sale. $5.14 is what they paid in shipping. So I do have another one of these. So keep your eye out for these vintage Disney items. Not all Disney is very is necessarily good, but charm bracelets do incredibly well. Regular charm bracelets, they sell incredibly well. Sterling silver charm bracelets do incredibly well. The Pandora charm bracelet, if you ever find that out there, or the charms. But this one here, incredibly fast, just a vintage. There's little like PVC characters, and quick sale. A vintage cedar box, Lane cedar chest, a salesman sample. So obviously it's something that a salesman would present to a potential customer. They'd place the order. They would get the full size one. But really, really cool. Definitely keep your eye out for cedar boxes. People like cedar boxes. Vintage ones do really well. This one sold for $21.45. $10 what they paid in shipping. Oh, did I say the charm bracelet went in one of my small padded poly bags? This one here went in a hat box. 975 box is what this one went into. And it's just really cool. I mean, I like the smell of cedar, and a lot of other people do like the smell of cedar. And it came with a little lock, although the lock I don't think worked. I was trying it out, but I couldn't get it to work. but I included it anyway. Let them know in the description that the lock did not work. But really, really cool. Sold very, very fast. I believe this came out in my video yesterday when this video comes out. So keep your eye out for little cedar boxes. They do incredibly well. I really don't pick up too many like wooden boxes unless it's something old, something vintage, something with provenance. It has the information there for me to look up. And then we have a visors, visors just like hats. Most of them are going to sell sub $10. So the ones that go for over 20, I definitely want to feature here and let everyone know, these are hats that go for over $20. Because I think if it goes for over 20, it's a really, really good hat. If it goes for more than that, it's really, really, really good. But I'll definitely feature them if they do go for up over $20. This one here, $22.14. Definitely keep your eye out. Old Del Monte. I think this was a cannery. Initially, we actually have that here in San Jose. There's an old, it doesn't work anymore. It's not an operating cannery, but the area is known as Cannery Row. I think it's called Cannery Row because there's an old Del Monte canning place. And so this visor went in one of my hat boxes, $9.75, and that was $5.62 is what the shipping was on this. Keep your eye out for it. Goes for over $20. Cool. Now we have a bank, just a way to store your money, money or quarters, dimes, or nickels. It's still money. A way to sort it, keep it stored. Sorters do incredibly well. Banks do incredibly well. Cash sorters or coin sorters do incredibly well. This actually has a little lock that goes associated with this. I don't think that lock is really going to keep anybody out, but it's just a cool retro piece here, mid-century modern, maybe 80s, maybe not so much mid-century modern, maybe more 80s on this one. But really, really cool. It's just put your coins in it and that's it. It doesn't really have you can't really put, the actual like quarter sleeves in there or anything like that. It doesn't fit. It actually, you got to put the coins in there itself, but just a really, really cool piece, just retro piece. Keep your eye out for these sorters. They do incredibly well. Oh, that went in a large padded poly bag. This actually has the original box with it, so I was able to wrap it up with some bubble wrap and put it in one of my large padded poly bags. Did I say what it sold for? $18.05, $6.53 is what the shipping was, what they paid. Okay, CrowdStrike cybersecurity company. Be on the lookout for these little action figures from these companies. And or merch that they sell. Some of them do better than others. You see me pick up NVIDIA stuff. Another one that sold really well was GitHub, which is a place where you can go download software. They have a little like cat octopus, and I did sell that action figure for I think close to $50. This one here sold for $37.38, $12.52. No, wrong one. $10 what they paid in shipping on this. Went in a 975 box, and the character actually looks like I did take a close-up picture in the actual listing, but the character looks like Spider-Man in one of the storylines. He actually turns into a large spider, and that's what it kind of looks like here. Not in the movies, but in the comics and TV series. Oops. Nope, no. We don't want to go that way. There we go. Okay, this is a really cool piece. My wife found this one at Goodwill. It's all brass, solid brass. It's a heavy piece, mid-century modern. It's an ink well, but it isn't necessarily not for ink. The pen actually has a little cartridge in there. You definitely will need to get a new cartridge for this in order for the pen to work. But it's a really cool piece of decor. Retro vibes. We definitely look out for brass. Brass does incredibly well. Any old school writing instruments do really well. The old school pens do really well. Cross. There's other very high-end brands as well too. Not that this necessarily is a high-end brand. It's not, it's a good solid brass piece. There's no markings on it at all. There's no brand name on it at all. It's just a really cool item. Got to get good at your keywords if you want to get these items sold that do not have brand names on them. You just got to get good at keywords. That's what you have to do in order to get these items sold. Brass does incredibly well. You just have to make sure to be able to get it for the right price. Most brass is going to be overpriced. Or you're going to pay too much for it, usually. So try to get brass as low as possible. It will do really well, especially solid brass items. And this is a the brass piece went inside 12 by 8 by 6 box. Cross stitch. Now these cross stitch, I find a lot of these dimensions. I was kind of surprised at how quickly this small one sold. How quickly it sold for. It's over $8 and $5.80 for shipping. I gotta slow down a little bit. I'm trying to rush a little bit because, like I said, I already did this whole video. Still annoyed with myself. But I was kind of shocked at how quickly these sold for. I think I might only have one more left. I got 11 of them in a giant pack. They were all rubber band together at a Goodwill for $6 something cents. You typically find the larger variants of this, which do okay. They definitely do sell. It takes a little bit more time, but they do sell. These smaller ones, which I'll definitely be on the lookout for now, sold incredibly fast. And I was fine with this one selling for $8 because I did take an offer on it. But the other ones are selling for right around $10 to $11, which are, we're going to make great money. Overall, on the whole bundle, we're making some great money on it. Keep your eye out for these cross-stitch ones. They do incredibly well. Make sure they are brand new. These smaller ones seem to be in high demand. So if you find these smaller ones, keep your eye out for them. Sell them. This went into one of my smaller poly bags. Padded poly bag, that is. And the last piece is the Target dog. Now, the Target dog went for $12.27. $5.62 is what they paid in shipping. Something very unusual with these Target dogs is they always seem to go overseas for some weird reason. I don't know why. The last Target dog I sold was a plush that went over to England. This one, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is going over to Germany. Weird. Don't know why they love the Target dog so much, but people love this Target dog. Overseas, that is. So really, really cool. I did package this up a little bit. Typically, if it was going somewhere around here, around here, I mean US, I would put this in a poly bag, wrap it up with some bubble wrap. Bubble wrap is your friend, because it is small. But because it's going overseas, I've seen packages completely demolished and destroyed. So I did put this in a small little box with a plenty of packaging material so that way I can survive the trip. Really cool piece. Keep your eye out for it. We got this for less than $1. So it is associated with Valentine's because I saw other people listing it as the Valentine's dog. So I did so too. Maybe that helped get it sold. Maybe it didn't, but it still sold. And I think these dogs are pretty popular anyway. All right, let's get over to the discussion phase. Okay, on to the discussion phase here. What's popping up in my screen back there? I think that's a ruler? That's kind of weird. Otherwise, so a few things here. So USPS, first of all, lost packages. Now, I do have a couple right now. A couple of them I'm dealing with right now, and one of them, so is $25. And the person reached out to me saying they didn't open a case. They said the package is doesn't look like it's coming. It looks like it's lost. So you go in there, you open up help with this package, help finding the package, lost package claim. Not an insurance claim, just lost package. And it takes a few days. Generally takes a few days for them to get back to you. And nothing was happening. So I was like, all right, well, you know what? I'll just do I was going to do an insurance claim on it, refund the person, obviously, because I don't want them, necessarily opening up a claim. Then the countdown starts, then you have a certain amount of days. Now, if they open up the claim and then you go in there to do a lost package with USPS, that generally takes 3 to 4 days, and you have to refund them within 3 days. So you would have to call eBay, contact eBay, let them know the situation. You're trying to get the package, to locate the package. You've opened a case with USPS, and they'll usually grant you about 10 days. So generally you have about 10 more additional days to get that done, which you definitely need that dealing with USPS. But in this instance, it didn't seem to work. So I was like, oh, man, nothing's happening. And the person was really nice, just generally, a nice person. And they're very, very patient. They understood the whole situation and all that. So I was like, all right, I'll just take care of it, refunds and get my money through USPS. Well, USPS denied it. So, okay. So I went in to appeal it, and they denied it because they said item was delivered, even though the tracking says items not delivered. It doesn't say delivered. It says it's somewhere in St. Louis, I believe. It's already been a few weeks now. So I go to appeal it. They said send additional proof. So I sent a screenshot of the tracking saying no delivery. Well, just recently I got a letter in the mail. I was hoping it was a check. Looked like how the checks come, but it was not. It was a letter stating that, I don't know if they didn't say the appeal is denied. They just said the insurance claim was denied because item was delivered. Then underneath it says delivery date, no delivery date. I'm like, what the? Is this all automated, handled by a machine, handled by AI? I don't know what's going on here. But if some logical person saw this, they would see there's no delivery date on this thing. So I don't know. I chalk it up as a loss, as the cost of doing business, as everyone says. It happens. It happens, and you just got to roll with it, which is why you got to make sure to make great purchases, a lot of people complain, or people that don't understand the business, they will complain, oh, you only paid $1 for it and you made $100. Well, you should be giving them more money. Go back and give them more money. Well, there's going to be losses everywhere. I've had people mention that, oh, US piece of cake, you just go file your claim and, you get your money back from USPS. Easy, piece of cake. Well, I've been doing this for well over 20 years now, and I'll tell you, most of the time, it's not a piece of cake. This is what you're dealing with. I have another one I'm dealing with right now. It's $71. I already filed the claim and everything. I'm in the 10-day window still. I called eBay, requested a 10-day window because I know, when they first file a claim that an item has not been received, that time frame is not enough for USPS. It takes usually 4 to 5 business days, mind you, for them to give you any response. So I requested the 10 days. Nothing's happening. So I already submitted my request, and I'll probably be just refunding this person soon, because it doesn't look like it's going to be moving at all. Now, I've had instances where I refunded them and everything, and I had already done the lost package, 10 days, nothing, and then refund, and then I go in there and file my claim to get my money, to get a check from USPS, and then miraculously, after I do that, the package is found and it gets delivered. And then you could go through a whole process of getting paid. I have never done it, because typically it's not really worth my time and effort. But for $71, I probably will. $25, 30, maybe more than that. I will try to seek the money. But then again, you're kind of just relying upon the goodwill of the buyer. So if you've had success with that, let me know. It looks like things are going to get a little bit easier as far as buying cars, used cars. So eBay's completed a purchase for a company called Carmel, or Carmel, I believe. I'm not exactly sure how. I believe it's pronounced Carmel, play on Carmel. So it's a company that has come up with a potential solution to streamline the process between a buyer and seller of a used car. And you would go on there as either a buyer or a seller and put in what you're looking for or what you're selling, and then they try to put the two together to complete a transaction. And there are insurances for both sides. Primarily for the buyer, because the buyer, you don't want to end up with a broken down car. You don't want to end up with a car for a couple of days and it breaks down. So there are some guarantees involved in there. Not sure exactly on all the details as far as what this company does, but I have looked at this company, seen how they operate, and it looks very, very easy. Not that I've done it or gone through the process of buying a used car through them. They handle like the licensing, the registration, the money. It looks like the money goes through. It says that that company, Carmel, actually is the purchaser of the vehicle initially, and then they go through the whole process of changing hands and everything. So it appears to be a very, very easy, quick way of selling used cars. Now, you can buy cars on eBay. I don't have firsthand experience. I don't know of anybody that's actually done that. But it is possible to do it through eBay. But it looks like this company here just has a more streamlined, easier way to do it. And, we will see what comes of this. Obviously, eBay made a big push for auto and like auto parts and everything in the auto category or categories, and this only is going to increase their presence in that realm of automobiles and cars. And this company appears to be a mover and shaker, a disruptor in the industry. So it looks like a good win for eBay here in that space. As far as what else is going on in recent, I haven't really heard too much. Tariffs are here, and I know a lot of people are talking about it. Um, it could potentially increase cost for everybody, not just us in the reselling world or people that sell online, but just regular consumers. It looks, I was under the assumption that tariffs were going to come day one, first day we were going to have those. Took a little bit, but apparently it looks like a couple of them have come and gone. Well, they're on hold for now. We shall see what comes of that. The one that concerned me the most was tariffs on China. It looks like it's 10% on some goods. And, I have been warning people that, tariffs will bring increased cost to a lot of items that we've come to rely upon that come out of China. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. That's it. It's a fact. To increase cost, tariffs will increase the cost of the goods that we spend money on all the time. Almost, some people almost daily. And it's not just individuals too. There's a lot of companies that have become reliant upon goods and stuff that come from China, and those costs are going to get passed on to them, and obviously they're going to pass those costs on to customers. So just be aware of that. And I kind of believe in the long-term goal of hopefully it's creating more jobs here in the U.S. Hopefully creating, not that will even bring about lower cost, because we have better pay here in the U.S. U.S. People that work here make more money than other places in the country. World, I should say, in the world. But I definitely believe that having more here, more manufacturing here, more jobs here is better overall for the country. And I want to be a part of the strongest country in the world. That's what I want to be a part of. And I think this will definitely help strengthen our country, in the long run. in the long run. It'll kind of I think that countries like China, got fairly, gained a lot of power, a lot of influence with by being the world supplier of things. And hopefully we can be a little bit less reliant upon these other countries. The pandemic kind of showed us how reliant we are upon countries that are an ocean away from us. And bringing it here, I've talked about how TSMC, the company that manufactures most of the chips in the world that go into our smartphones and computers, they now have a plant here stateside, which is amazing and great. And I think we need more of that, not just tech manufacturing, all manufacturing. We should definitely be looking to hopefully bring that back here. Does it mean there is going to be increased costs? Yes, there will be. But, that Made in America stamp, I like it and I use it. I use it in all my listings if I can. Anytime anything's made in the USA, I will put that in a listing because I think that holds a lot of weight. And, hey, I'm a U.S. citizen. So, USA. Go USA. Go USA. I'm also, I represent my Native American heritage as well too. So, I do have, Native American roots as well. And, they were here in the Americas before everybody else. So go America, the Americas. Well, we didn't, my people didn't call it America back then, but nonetheless, this is the land where my ancestors are from, the land where my parents are from, grandparents. As far as I know, they've been in the Texas area for as far back as we can remember. So, not that I was not born in Texas. I was born here in the Bay Area. So, where I grew up my whole life, California, all the way. Even no matter whether I agree with what's going on in California or not, I feel like California is the best. And I'll always think that. We have beaches right there, right over the mountains here where I live. And then, 3 to 4 hours away, boom, we're up in the mountains in the snow after that. So, then we have deserts if you're into that kind of weather as well too. I knew somebody that was huge into, they love deserts. They love spending time in the desert. They love hiking the desert. I'm like, the desert? It's like ice cold in the middle of the night and then over 100 degrees during the day. It's not my kind of place to be. I prefer beach weather. Yeah, the older I get, the more and more I like the beach. And so, that's one of the cool things about being here in California. There's lots of beach. There's lots of beach. And I featured that in a video recently over in Monterey, one of our favorite cities, great places to eat, right there along the beach, along the coast. Very, very cool. Otherwise, enough talking about that. Enough talking, like I said, I messed up this whole video and this is not how I had everything planned out in the other video. And now I'm just kind of rushing to try to finish up this video. And thank you guys for watching. And I hope you enjoyed it or learned something from this video. I know this isn't the usual go to Goodwill, and let me know what you think of this podcast style, if you like it, if you enjoy it. I definitely think it's important to show the what sold. And if you just want to see the what sold, that's fine. Talking, I kind of, maybe I just like to hear myself talk. I don't know. Maybe some people are getting something out of it. I don't know. Let me know. Well, I guess I could look at the analytics, right? And see who sticks around for the whole video. But I definitely think the what sold are an important part of reselling. So you see the items I'm actually picking up and then what I'm actually selling them for. And you can see what the fees are as well too, which is why I've incorporated the breakdown of the fee structure and all that. And that's it. That's the end of the video. I got to get this video out. hopefully next week I'll have a little bit more of a better structured video now that hopefully everything's working now with my whole software setup here. All right. Do I have any more in here? I have nothing left. I'm all done. One last sip, and that's it. That's it for the night. Good night. And, well, when you see this video, it won't be in the evening. It'll be in the morning. So, but good night for me right now. Hey, you've made it to the end. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please like the video by hitting the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel by hitting my little round icon down below. It really does help us out here. Also, you'll find a couple of selections. You'll see a playlist of videos to watch and my most recent video that I did upload.